Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making some baked ziti. Y'all, it took me a while to even know how this was even pronounced. I always watch different cooking shows on different people making different recipes, and I always seen them make this pasta, and I'm like, it looked really good, y'all. Let me tell y'all what it remind me of. It remind me of when I made that TikTok viral pasta. That's exactly what it remind me of. I don't know if y'all ever seen that video. If y'all haven't, y'all go ahead over to the channel and watch that video as well. But y'all, this was super bomb. So first I started off by just cutting up some onion, dicing it up. The size of your onion doesn't really matter. If you like them smaller, if you like them larger, all of that is perfectly fine. I went on and added some olive oil into my pan, and now I'm gonna go ahead on and saute down my onions. Now you're gonna cook those onions until they get translucent. For the ones in the background who are a little slower than others, translucent mean we're gonna wait till they start getting clear. Once they start cooking down a little bit, we're gonna start to add in our ground meat. It can be turkey ground meat or it can be beef. And then I went on and added some Italian sausage. Then I'm gonna go ahead on and chop that up with my spoon. Once I get it kind of chopped down just a little bit, start mashing it down, I'm gonna start to use my meat crusher, and I'm gonna go ahead on and start making sure my meat is chopped up, because you don't want them big old pieces of ground beef in your pasta. Make sure your meat is well chopped up. Even if you don't have this tool right here, guys, try to do the best that you can to get those meat as small as you can. So now I'm gonna go ahead on, I boiled me some water, and now I'm gonna slow rolling, yes, slow rolling. We're gonna go ahead on and slowly add those noodles, and then we're gonna add some olive oil. Make sure you slowly add them, guys, because this water is super hot and it will pop back on your ass and burn you, okay? So then we're gonna go ahead on, and once your meat starts to get brown, everything needs to be brown, y'all. Nothing should be red about this meat before draining it off, okay? If you see anything red, anything bloody, do not drain that meat. Cook that meat a little bit more. Now, once your noodles start to look just like this, we're gonna go ahead on and strain them off as well. Now, back to the ground meat. Now, once you go ahead on and drain it off, once you don't see any more blood or any more pink, we're gonna add it back to the pot, and we're gonna add in some diced tomatoes. Now, your diced tomatoes can be petite, they can be the regular size. It doesn't matter. Just go ahead on and add it. Now, y'all, we're going to do some crushed tomatoes. They didn't have the size can that I need, so I'm going to go ahead on and take this can, measure it on out, and that's all the crushed tomatoes that you need. The store only had the big can. I don't know why. Maybe because it was the store that I actually went to, but that's all they had. Now, this is what we're going to start adding in our seasonings, y'all. Now, we're going to go ahead on and put a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon, which is smaller than a table, y'all. So we're gonna put a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of seasoned oil, a teaspoon of chili peppers, and then we're gonna put a whole tablespoon of garlic powder. Now, y'all, I normally would put a whole tablespoon of onion powder, but this is all I had, and I was not going back to the store, so that's what I put in there. And then I put a whole tablespoon of black powder. I did put a tablespoon of basil and oregano. The basil and oregano is optional. I see some people only like to use Italian, and that's totally fine. Now, I also added 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I do recommend that you use 1 tablespoon first before adding the second one, because it be this big just commotion about adding sugar, and you shouldn't add it. Some people only like a tiny little bit, and I like more than just a little. I like to add a nice little bit. Yeah, some people say just to knock out the acid in the tomatoes, but no, bitch, I like mine a little sweet, okay? I like my spaghetti sauce a little sweet, so I added in 2. So after that, I went on and I'm going to add my noodles and my sauce to a baking dish. Make sure you go ahead on and scrape everything about that pot, because you're going to need all that. Scrape that bottom, scrape them sides, and then we're going to go ahead on and mix everything up. Now, let me tell you, you need to take your time with this one. Make sure you dig all the way to the bottom of your pan, and make sure you're getting every last noodle. Do not leave no noodle out. Make sure you cover every noodle in this sauce. And for some reason, I just felt like I just needed to mush it down just like this, but you really don't have to. Now, this is 4 cups of mozzarella. I'm gonna go ahead on and do about 2 cups of mozzarella. Now we're gonna go ahead on and start working on our alfredo sauce. Go ahead on and melt you some butter. I did a half a stick of butter right here. Once you go ahead on and get that butter nice and melted, we're going to use the minced garlic right in the jar. Because guess what? We're trying to hurry up and make this little recipe. And nobody got time to be chopping up no garlic. So we're going to do a tablespoon of garlic. And we're going to let that cook and simmer down for about 2 minutes. And then I did 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now I'm going to add me in a tablespoon of Italian smoked paprika. Then I added in a tablespoon of black pepper, and then a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of chili flakes, and then we're going to add in another teaspoon of garlic. Now y'all, we're going to go ahead on and mix this up. Make sure y'all go ahead on and add this whole bag of Parmesan. Now we're going to go ahead on and cook that on like a medium low heat. Y'all go ahead on and mix that up and make sure everything is nice and well combined. So once everything is well combined, you're going to see that your texture should look thick and cheesy just like this. Take that nice good, oh y'all, look how super busting that look. We're going to take that alfredo sauce and put that alfredo sauce right on top that other mixture. Now y'all, putting 2 layers of mozzarella, you really don't have to do, y'all. That's just something that I wanted to do because I wanted that cheese pull in the middle of my pasta. Now I felt like that wasn't enough, just the 2 cups of mozzarella cheese on top, so I went on and took my block of cheese and I went on and shredded half that up, and then I took and crumbled the rest on top. Now I'm going to cut up some fresh parsley and add my fresh parsley on top. Then I'm going to heat my oven on 400 degrees and I'm going to bake it for about 25 minutes. And y'all, this is how it came out. Y'all, this was super bussin'. I want y'all to comment down below. Let me know if y'all ever tried this, if y'all made it, if somebody else made it and y'all ate it at somebody else's house. But I want to know if y'all gonna try this one. Y'all, look how cheesy, look how delicious. Oh my god, this was super bussin'. This is definitely my favorite pasta, y'all. So I will see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Bye.